Kate Gosselin's son, Collin, accuses her of tying him up in the basement.
Does that surprise you? I remember in 2009, I had back surgery. And it was the summer of 2009 when they were in their prime, John and Kate +8. And I remember even my 15 going on 16-year-old self was like, she's a bitch.
The John and Kate +8 alum levels additional accusations against his estranged mother, Kate Gosselin, alleging she often kept him in a locked room in their basement while...
So she literally is like how Amanda Berry got treated in Cleveland 10 years ago. She's a sociopathic dirtbag.
Growing up. The 20-year-old tells the U.S. Sun in an interview published September 10th.
It seems like the Sun and all these publications overseas are the ones that are covering it. Everybody else seems afraid to call out Kate Gosselin.
My mother had a room built in our storage basement. She had a room put up with cameras in it.
It's kind of voyeuristic and creepy.
A tiny window in the corner, and it was bolt locked from the outside. It was like a containment room, and it had a mattress on the floor, and that's how I lived. And while alleging his mother often became, quote, physically aggressive and verbally abusive, Collin continues, when my mother would put me in that room multiple times, she had zip-tied my hands and feet together and bolt-locked the door.
I feel like if this was like, let's say, what's her name's mom? Gypsy Rose Blanchard, because she wasn't attractive whatsoever, this would be a bigger news story. But I feel like because Kate Gosselin looks better now with the long hair compared to that dumb Karen look she had 15 years ago, I feel like it's not as big of a story.
Turned the lights off and had cameras there just watching me. The reality TV alum who currently lives with his father, John Gosselin, and...
Yeah, John has flaws, but man, seems like an okay dude. I know somebody that works in Baltimore radio that said that he was just walking around downtown Baltimore, and that's the most John Gosselin thing I've ever heard.
His sibling, Hannah Gosselin, while he remains estranged from his mother and 6 other siblings, also shares how he feels this alleged isolation affected his relationship with the rest of his family.
Yeah, all those kids got brainwashed.
Collin says, I didn't go to school after a certain point, so most of the day I was in that room and I was away from my siblings, and I never...
And then the sad part is he wanted to serve in like the Navy or one of those Marines, I believe, one of them. And because he got checked into a mental institute by his dirty, rotten bitch of a mom, he couldn't do it.
I was in that room and I was away from my siblings, and
I'd go crazy too if Kate Gosselin was my mom.
I never really went outside. I never played with them. I was kept there. It was literally containment.
Oh, yeah.
He adds of Kate, I definitely went through it a lot as a kid from my mother's end, so it was tough. I just remember being isolated from my siblings and constantly taking the fall for her emotions or the...
Yeah, poor kid got trauma. I believe they might live in Maryland. So if you live in Maryland, go to counselingoncall.net, the official sponsor of Hoppe Hour, and tell them you heard about it from me, Collin.
The tough things going on in her life. However, Kate's lawyer, Richard Puleo, says in a statement to the U.S. Sun that he doesn't believe the 49-year-old has done anything to, quote, intentionally harm Collin.
Of course you're going to say that. You're all kiss asses of her. You're all simps.
The lawyer says in part, there's always 2 sides to every story, and when things take place in the past, it's hard to determine because people have differing recollections and perspectives.
That's the typical scumbag lawyer response, is to gaslight the victim. Everybody knows that Kate Gosselin is a dirty, rotten bitch. And I don't like calling women bitches, but she deserves it.
I think she did whatever she did to protect herself and her family from...
Oh yeah, she really cares about their family. What a... Almost said a really bad word.
Some of his troubled behavior as a child. The attorney adds, however, I think if Kate did the things that Collin is accusing Kate of, she would have been investigated by the...
No, because everybody was kissing her ass because she was making TLC money. Of course she's not going to get investigated.
The authorities and prosecuted. E! News has reached out to reps for Kate, Collin, and John for comment, but has not yet heard back.
Kate seems like she'd be fun in bed, but she's got that Casey Anthony energy.
For his part, John tells the U.S. Sun that the basement room is allegedly still there.
Yeah, I bet she does kinky things down there.
Saying, my friend's in-laws bought our house, and one time they asked me, why is there a room in the basement with a bed and a lock on the outside?
Ah, it sounds healthy.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.